I'm back and I have another piece of traditional literature to share with you. This piece is a new genre that we haven't studied before. This is a tall tale. Okay, so a tall tale is a story with many, many exaggerations. In fact, the whole story is probably an exaggeration. It's larger than life. Now, maybe there's a little bit of truth to it, but it's been so exaggerated, it's just almost unbelievable. It is fantastic. You're thinking, that's incredible. That could not be real. Okay. So this is full of exaggerations. And this is a tall tale. Paul Bunyan, a very tall tale. And this is an American tall tale, one that takes place in America. All right. Written by Joe Weaver, illustrated by Loretta Krupinski. Okay, and here we have our title page. Paul Bunyan was born in Maine a long time ago. He was a huge baby. Baby Paul cried very loudly. He made all the creatures in the river jump. So when he cried, his cries were so loud that all the creatures in the river, the fish, the frogs, all of those creatures, they were startled. Okay, and they jumped. By the time he was a man, Paul was taller than a house. Each of his steps covered 100 yards. Okay, so look at this picture here. He's so tall, look, he can step over a house. He's taller than a house. That is an exaggeration. A person can be tall, yes, but is it real? Could he really be taller than a house? No, no. Each of his steps covered 100 yards. Those are big steps, but no, that's an exaggeration. Not real life. He could cut down hundreds of trees with his mighty axe. And look at that. He's swinging the axe, and you can see the trees just flying all over. He's cutting them down fast and so strong. Okay. Could a person really do that? Well, a person can use an axe to cut down trees, but could they do it this fast and so many? No. That part could not happen. That is an exaggeration. People needed timber for buildings and ships, so Paul became a logger. A logger is a person who cuts down trees. Paul and his blue ox, Babe, traveled across the country. Paul cut down forests and looked after Babe as they went. And so, again, an exaggeration that he could cut down a whole forest all by himself. A person could cut down a tree, but a forest is a large group of trees. And for him to cut them down all by himself, that could not happen in real life. At last, farmers could plant corn and wheat. Here we go. Paul was tired when they got to Arizona. He was so tired that he dragged his axe behind him. It made a huge ditch. And so this is the reason that people say that the Grand Canyon was formed, that Paul Bunyan created the Grand Canyon when he dragged his long axe behind him. Okay, but again, could that happen in real life? No. But some people say that that's the story. Well, that's an exaggeration. Next, Paul and Babe went to Minnesota. He needed help with his work, so he put up signs for loggers. Loggers wanted. Soon, 1,000 men came to help him be a logger. Let's see what happens. They were very thirsty after their work, so Paul dug some deep lakes. After that, he was very hungry. It took 20 cooks to make enough pancakes for his breakfast. Oh my goodness. So look at that huge stack of pancakes. Again, I know people can be hungry. Sometimes I've been hungry, but I don't know that I would need 20 cooks preparing my meal. Oh my goodness, that would be a lot of food. Paul and his men worked in the best logging camp in Minnesota. One day, a man with a steam saw came to camp. My steam saw can cut the wood faster than you can, he said. Ha, Paul said. No, it can't. But it did. Paul saw that he was wrong. Babe did too. A steam saw had beaten him. Paul was so sad that he and Babe left Minnesota. Now take a look here. Look on this page. See, here's the man. Okay, and he's a normal man. And look at all of the wood that he said he cut. And look at Paul. First of all, look how much bigger, larger, taller Paul is than the normal man. And look at all the wood that Paul Bunyan chopped all by himself without a machine. Oh my. So he's so sad that that the man chopped more wood that he left. Paul was so sad that he and Babe left Minnesota. Some people think that Paul and Babe still hide in the snow-covered mountains. What do you think? Okay, so thank you for listening to an example of a tall tale, a story with many, many exaggerations. And this is just another example of a type of traditional literature.